bye week for the Miami Dolphins is officially over. Bills play in like 20 minutes, but we're going to talk about some Dolphins news and notes. What is up, Finn fans? Miami Dolphins getting back into the groove of things after taking some time off, and they still practice, but most of the players took some time off. I have a ton of things I want to talk about, some quotes from players, some things that happen. But first and foremost, Hard Knocks for the Miami Dolphins in season starts next Tuesday. And next Tuesday, the 20th. First. So what I plan on doing is I'm going to watch it, and then I'm going to make a video kind of recapping what happened, my thoughts on certain things, this, and that. So you can expect those Tuesday night at some point after Hard Knocks has come out. I don't know if I'm going to watch it live or not, but Tuesday I will recap kind of what happened on Hard Knocks. So that's the one thing. Real quick, Xavier Howard talked about Hard Knocks. He said he was opposed. He said appearing on Hard Knocks is BS. He said Hard Knocks is BS, especially during the season. No, I'm serious. I'm not a fan. Howard also questioned whether the Dolphins had anything to receive such attention, stating, I feel like before we get all the little fame that's coming right now, I feel like we've got to put work in. Several other Dolphin players also shared their displeasure with the show. But that is what caught me, right? I feel like before we get all the little fame that's coming right now, I feel like we got to put the work in, which tells me, right, even after the Broncos game, even after sweeping the Patriots, even after the Giants-Panthers game, even after like going 3-0, all that stuff, after all of that, this Dolphin team, who is first place in the AFC East, sitting at 6-3, is still like, we're nowhere near where we want to be, where we should be. And I love that. They're not sitting back being like, we dropped 70 on the Broncos, and we've lost by little bits against the Chiefs, and the refs were against us we're fine. They're like, no, we have to do better. And I like that a lot, and that made me feel real good about that. Other thing that happened today, before I get to some more information on the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins signed to the practice squad wide receiver Anthony Schwartz. He was a 2021 third-round pick to the Cleveland Browns, and this man's fast. I'm going to show you this video of him. He went to Auburn. He's taken on Texas A&M. Just watch the speed of this man. There he goes. That's him right there. There he goes. That man is so fast. 21.79 miles per hour is what he was tracked at. Like, he is just ridiculously fast. Ridiculously fast. And, he's going to the practice squad. Do I think anything's really going to come of it? No, not really. But just to see that, hey, why not, if we need to, throw him back out there at kick or punt return, because holy crap-oly is he really fast. So that's kind of the little tidbits I wanted to give you. I wanted to talk about Hard Knocks, and I kind of want to talk about the signing. Now we're going to talk about some of the things that are happening after the bye week, during the bye week, and how the Dolphins are feeling. So players universally agree the bye week came at a perfect time. Germany trip took a lot out of them. So yes, we lost, and yes, we left earlier to hopefully help us get that advantage. But the Miami Dolphins, for the first 9 weeks, were getting beat up. We saw it with the secondary getting beat up, with the offensive line getting beat up, with the running backs getting beat up. And the Miami Dolphins themselves said this was the perfect time for the bye week to come, for them to get healthy. Speaking of getting healthy, Devon Achane was started to practice, which means he could play this week, and the Dolphins have 21 days to activate him off of the IR. From what I heard from Mike McDaniel, is he could have played, right? They didn't need to put him on IR, and they could have played him with a knee brace on if they needed to. Like if the playoffs were, a week away or whatever, they would have just put a knee brace on him and he could have played. But there was no point, if you look at the Chiefs game, and if you look at, was he there for the Eagles game? No, I don't think he was. I think he got hurt in the Eagles game. Him being there wouldn't have mattered as much. It wasn't the lack of a run game that hurt us, especially the Chiefs game when Mostert himself took us down to the 31. It was other elements. So, shutting him down is good because you don't want it to be a seasoning and ending injury, but I expect him to play against the Raiders. Other thing, Waddle said the bye helped him a lot in terms of rest and getting his body fully healthy. And that's pretty big, and I'm going to talk about another wide receiver, but we underestimate how banged up our wide receiving core was. Tyreek Hill was dealing with stuff. Jalen Waddle was dealing with 2 different injuries. Braxton Berrios was dealing with an injury. Eric Ezukanma is on IR. I don't know if he's going to come back. He's obviously injured. A lot of our receivers are dealing with injuries, and they're banged up. So, and they're still playing at a high level, especially Tyreek Hill. But I noticed like a lot of people are asking, what's going on with Braxton Berrios? I don't really see him much. And Jalen Waddle looks off and this and that. He even said himself being this bye now is helping to get healthy, and he feels like he's back to his old self, and he feels 100%, which is amazing. Jalen Phillips talked today. He said he's not afraid to be vulnerable. He says we're not afraid to be honest and open with each other. It started from the top down. He said, I think everyone's starting from the top down when you have a coach who's really uptight and just, sorry for my language, mother effers you all the time. It makes everybody tight and makes everybody tighten up. I'll read that one more time. I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm going to read it one more time. I think everything starts from the top down when you have a coach who's really uptight and just, sorry for the language, but mother F's you all the time. It makes everyone tight and makes everybody tighten up. And essentially, that's what I've been trying to tell you guys with the difference of coaching styles over the year. It's not the same as it used to be where you grab the face mask 2-a-days and this, and that. Jalen Phillips himself even said, it's about having each other's back. It's kind of having that fluidity in the locker room, not MF for this and you mother effort, you better do this. And it's not like, oh God, here comes coach. We got to it's completely different. And, again, I'm not talking about any specific coach, but you know who he's talking about because he's only been with one other Miami Dolphin coach, but he says that the atmosphere feels completely different. He also said that the 3 games he missed this season wore on him mentally. He felt like a shell of himself even when he returned. Past few games have gone a long way for him rebuilding that confidence. He has been super disruptive, but a lot of people even know, I think he has 3.5 sacks this season so far. 3.5. But you notice that once he came back, it kind of took him a second. He wasn't really himself. They had him on a snap count. And now the more the season's going on, especially after this bye week, we're probably going to start to see him get ramped up a little bit, especially this week against the Raiders. Robert Hunt is dealing with a hamstring injury. He was not in uniform, but he was working on the sideline. So hopefully, he'll be limited or did not practice. But hopefully, we start to get him along and he can come back and play this week. If not this week, definitely next week against the Jets on a short week who have very good defense. And then finally, the Miami Dolphins have till tomorrow, 4 p.m. to activate River Craycraft. Now, if you're wondering what does that mean? So essentially, if you're on IR and you start practicing, you have 21 days to be activated to the active roster. If not, you're on IR for the rest of the season. So the fact that Devon Achane practiced, they have 21 days to activate him. It was 20 days ago that they started practicing River Craycraft. So they have till tomorrow, 4 o'clock, to activate him. If not, he's done for the year. They're going to put him on IR for the year and not, hey, you can come back in 4 weeks. So it's going to be interesting because River Craycraft is like Tua's comfort blanket. A lot of people think that it's Tyreek Hill, but no, River Craycraft, he loves to throw to him. He's his tight end essentially. So it's very interesting there. But I just wanted to kind of make a quick video for you guys, kind of give you an update on where the team is at mentally and physically, because they are getting healthier. And you'll see guys like Xavier Howard is dealing with a groin injury, Connor Williams, groin injury, Teron Armstead had multiple injuries. All of these guys, Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert, Jalen Waddle, Braxton Berrios, all these guys that are dealing with injuries are now getting healthy, and they all are happy that the bye week is where the bye week is. So now they can get refreshed and then take on the second half. And this second half is interesting because you have the 5 games coming up that are winnable. That the Dolphins, if the Dolphins are the Dolphins of the first half, should win the next 5 games because they're below 500 teams, and they're teams that have big weaknesses that the Dolphins can take advantage of. Raiders, I'll go into more detail on Friday, but their secondary is not very good. Their quarterback is not very good. All that stuff. The Jets, the offense is hot garbage. Washington, they have a good quarterback, but it's kind of, a team that seems like they're looking at the end of the season when it comes to really rebuilding. You got the Titans. Titans are the Titans. They got a young quarterback there dealing stuff. Jets again. And then you have your last 3 where it's like, all right, are you a playoff team? Are you a division champion? Prove it. Beat the Cowboys, beat the Ravens, beat the Bills, or beat 2 of the 3. And we'll see. We'll see how that all pans out. But again, bye week at a perfect point. Tomorrow we're going to do week 11 power rankings, and then we have the picks, and then we have the preview, and then we're back to football. 1 o'clock on Sunday, taking on the Raiders home. So we'll see how that all pans out for the Raiders and the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins started before Sunday night's game and like a 9-point favorite. I think now they're at a 12-point favorite. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. My friends out.